Thanks for tuning in to Touchdown Kingdom, your number one source for all things football all year round. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more. Over the last 15 months, the NFL has faced an unprecedented surge in gambling violations and ensuing suspensions for players and coaches alike. It all started on March 7, 2022, when the league announced that then Atlanta Falcons wide receiver Calvin Ridley would be suspended for the entirety of the coming 2022 season. Ridley would be traded to the Jacksonville Jaguars the following November, ending his time in Atlanta on a sour note. 7 weeks after Ridley was traded, on December 23rd, New York Jets wide receivers coach Miles Austin was handed a year-long suspension for gambling on other professional sports besides football while at the Jets facility. Austin is currently trying to appeal his punishment, but as of now, no decision on that appeal has been made. Then, just 6 days before the start of the 2023 NFL Draft, the league office announced a sweeping set of gambling violations for multiple players across multiple teams. 5 players in total, 4 from the Detroit Lions and 1 from the Washington Commanders, were all suspended for gambling. Wideout Quintez Cephus and safety CJ Moore of the Detroit Lions and defensive end Shaka Toney of the Washington Commanders were given indefinite suspensions of at least 1 full season. Detroit receivers Jamison Williams and Stanley Berryhill were both suspended 6 games each. Cephus and Moore were both released by the Lions shortly after their bans were made public. At the time, 5 players across 2 teams all being suspended for gambling violations at once seemed like the climax of the league's newest problem, but the NFL still wasn't done. On June 5th, the league announced an ongoing investigation into an unnamed player on the Indianapolis Colts for repeated gambling violations, including gambling on Colts games themselves. A few hours after the announcement was made, Colts cornerback Isaiah Rodgers posted a statement on Twitter apologizing for his actions and accepting whatever punishment he may receive, seemingly admitting guilt although he had yet to be formally named as the player under investigation. While no more official suspensions or investigations have been announced, multiple NFL reporters have warned that more may be coming. On May 26th, over a month after the foursome of Lions were barred from playing, Kalen Collar of The Athletic reported that a 5th Lions player was also under the NFL's microscope. Sports Illustrated's Albert Breer reported 1 day after the Colts investigation that a healthy number of guys from across the league were currently being investigated as well. The question isn't whether the NFL has a gambling problem or not. It's very much clear that they do. Rather, the question is, what's causing the newfound rise in violations, and whether the league is properly working to fix it. In response to the rash of suspensions, the league office sent out a memo ensuring head coaches heavily repeat and reinforce the official gambling policy, which prevents all league personnel from gambling on any NFL game and making any non-NFL bets while at an NFL facility. For safety, most coaches have adopted a simple just don't bet period attitude when discussing the policy, hoping to avoid any infractions entirely. Fans and NFL media members alike have chastised the league for happily accepting advertising money and forming partnerships with major online sportsbooks such as FanDuel and DraftKings, while harshly punishing its players and coaches when they use those same services the league themselves are supporting. Conversely, parity and integrity are pillars of professional sports, and the NFL must punish those who put those pillars in jeopardy. If fans believe the game is rigged because players or coaches are betting on games, they won't be tuning in every Sunday afternoon with hopes that their favorite team has a real chance to win, and the league as a whole will suffer greatly. As with most complex and divisive issues, both sides make valid points. It is hypocritical for the NFL to harshly punish those who bet on games they themselves weren't playing in, or games in other sports entirely, while raking in millions from sportsbook partnerships and advertising their products during NFL games, especially when those punishments have consistently been more severe than those handed down to other players and coaches who committed far more serious infractions, like domestic abuse or sexual assault. That said, players or coaches betting on their own games as appears to be the case for Isaiah Rodgers, does call the integrity of the game into question and must be met with severe consequences to discourage any future players or coaches from making the same mistake. That integrity is still compromised for those who bet on NFL games of teams they aren't a part of, as players and coaches naturally have more inside connections to the rest of the league than the average fan, and could use those connections to their own advantage. What should the NFL do to try and combat its gambling problem? Is the league already doing enough? Are the lengthy suspensions given to those found guilty of gambling violations too harsh, or should they be harsher, providing a bigger incentive for players and coaches to follow the rules? Do the multi-million-dollar partnerships the NFL has with sportsbook giants invalidate their ability to remain fair and partial judges for those accused? Let us know how you feel in the comments below, as well as what else you think needs to be done to fix this ongoing issue. Thanks for watching. Like this video if you enjoyed, and make sure to subscribe to Touchdown Kingdom for more great football content all year round.